Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time we're going to be doing a full set of all acrylic no polish nails. So the first thing that I'm doing is just going in there and removing the shine from the natural nail. And for this I'm using my Melody Susie Scarlet nail drill. I do have a promo code for them, so I'll be sure to leave that down below. And I'm using the 180 sanding bands. Remember that when you're removing the shine, we always go from the right side over to the left side, just going back and forth until we fully remove the shine. Remember that our body produces just natural oils. Those oils happen to be on our nails, so we have to go in there and get rid of them, because if not, the nails will lift. Next, we're going to go in and apply the long stiletto nail tips. These are on my website, so be sure to check them out if you haven't already done so. And they are the clear ones. So we are using the KDS glue, which is also on the website. We apply that on the tip of the nail and then just place it on the nail. Remember that when you're applying your tips, you want to make sure that your nail tips fit exactly from sidewall to sidewall. You don't want them to be too big or too small, because if not, you will get breakage or lifting. Alrighty, so now we're going to go in and just trim the nails down. So they're already stiletto, but we want them coffin. And the reason why I use these nails is because these are a little bit longer. So that's why. But after we trim them down, we're just going to go ahead and measure them against each other. As you can see, I did skip 2 fingers on this hand on the right one because I'm soaking those nails off. She actually took all the other ones off by herself, so the other 2 still had acrylic, and I don't pull off nails. I always soak them off. She actually just, I guess, bit the other ones off, which she's stubborn, and I always tell her to soak them off, but I guess she just hates the soaking part. But anyways, now we're going in with our 100 nail file. These are also on my website. And for this set, as you can see, we're going to go ahead and do the pinky stiletto, and then the other 4 just coffin. I know there's people out there that don't like that. They like to, have the nails all one shape, but this is what my client requested, so of course that's what she's going to get. And then also remember that when you're shaping the nails, I also like to go in and just blend the nail tip right in the middle where the natural nail and the tip meet. And then when we're following the tip or the nail to shape it, I always follow the sides and the free edge at exactly a 90-degree angle to make sure that it's super straight. And then with these, we're not having to do too much work because they're already kind of that coffin shape once we cut the tip down, but we still of course have to go in and just redefine this shape. Alrighty, so I went ahead and dust that one off, and then the acrylic on these ended up soaking off. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove the shine from the natural nail on both fingers, and then we're going to go in and apply the nail tips and then trim them down and shape them up as well. As always, again, we follow the sides and the free edge at exactly a 90-degree angle. Alrighty, so then for my primer, I'm using the Young Nail Protein Bond. As always, we're applying that on the natural nail only, making sure that we don't get it on the skin, because if they have any little cuts, it will burn them. After that, I'm going to go ahead and cut up this little gold foil. I do have this on my website as well. And then I'm going to be using some colored acrylic by Nail Supply Glamour. As you guys know, I do have a promo code for them, so I'll be sure to leave that down below. My brush is by Alpha Brush, which you guys know that I love their brushes. And I'm also going to use the Mia's Secret Pink acrylic. So as you can see, I did a small bead of the Mia's Secret Pink underneath. That way, next time when she comes back, if she wants a different colored acrylic, we can just follow away the colored acrylic and then just, you know, do a different color. But the colored acrylics again that I'm using are from Nail Supply Glamour. The numbers are underneath, but I actually forgot to look at them, but I'll be sure to leave it down below if I can find the numbers on the bottom. And then as you can see, I'm just adding the glitter in between. It doesn't have to be, you know, this specific way, or you can use any glitter that you want or any colors that you want as well, but I'm just using orange and pink because I thought they were really cute together. And then the foil just kind of, you know, makes everything just pop. And then after this, we're going to go in and just encapsulate this with the Mia's Secret Pink, or as always, you can use clear. Also, remember that when you're working, you want to make sure that you always look at the nail from different angles. You guys know that I always mention this, but it's really important because you want to make sure you look to see where you need to add more acrylic. You know, your tip might be too thin, or maybe you don't have a strong enough apex, whatever the case may be, but you need to be able to look at the nail from different angles. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and move on to the other fingers. I am going to do some ombre nails, so I'm going to use the Mia's Secret Cover Blush, which is also from Nail Supply Glamour. And this orange is by Nail Supply Glamour, is just their own acrylic brand. Anyways, as you can see, we're just using the two colors. The one in the middle is actually more of a pinkish, but it looks a bit reddish, but it's still really pretty. But now we're just going in with the Cover Blush at the back. Make sure that when you apply the acrylic in the middle, like this one right here, that you brush down really gently. That way you don't take away from the ombre look. And just add a little bit more, you know, wherever it's needed. As you can see, I'm applying the bead closer to the cuticle area. Make sure that when you apply it around the cuticle area, that you place it as close as you can. As you can see here, it's like as close as I could get it, but not actually on the skin, because if not, it's gonna cause lifting. I'm just adding a little bit right in the middle. Once it looks pretty good, we're going to go in and just encapsulate this with the Mia's Secret Pink as well. Remember that you want to make sure that you have a nice thickness at your tip, as well as a nice apex, especially when the nails are really long. You don't want those nails to break off. Alrighty, so moving on to the next finger. So for this one, same thing. We're going to do the small bead of the Mia Secret Pink underneath. If I haven't mentioned it yet, the reason why I do this is that way next time when she comes in, if she wants to do a different colored acrylic, we can just file away the colored acrylic and just go in with a different color. And instead of doing a full set, you know, a new set, the clear is still, or the pink is still going to be there, so we just build from there. But for this one, we're just going to do all orange. So as always, we just do the first bead right in the middle where the natural nail and the tip meets, second one right below that one, the third one closer to the cuticle area, and then after that we're going to go in and encapsulate this nail with the clear. That way whenever we with the pink, that way next time whenever we come in to file the nails, we're not going to file away any of the colored acrylic. Alrighty, so for this one, we're going to do same thing, the bead of the Mia Secret Pink underneath, and then we're going to do the pink closer to the cuticle area and then the orange at the tip. We're going to do the glitter right in the middle and then with the foil in the middle as well. This one we're going to kind of do to the side to where it's going like at an angle. Make sure that you clean around your cuticle area really good when you're doing this, because you don't want to flood that area, because then you'll get lifting, because it's going to be really hard to remove that acrylic from the skin. So make sure that you always work with a little product at a time and just add more wherever it's needed. And again, we're going to go in with the glitter right in the middle, and then we're going to go in and add the foil and then encapsulate the nail. Alrighty, so lastly for the thumb, we're going to do same thing, the Mia Secret Pink underneath. And then this one, we're going to do another ombre nail, except for this one is going to be with the pink. So we're going to go ahead and apply that right on the tip. And then we're going to come back in with the cover blush at the back closer to the cuticle area. And then we're going to encapsulate it with the Mia Secret Pink. Again, you can use clear, but since my Mia Secret Pink is really translucent, I feel like you can barely tell that it has pink in it, which is why I just go ahead and use that one for my sets. But you are more than free or more than welcome to use the Mia Secret clear, or just any clear that you like using. And then after this, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other hand. Just as a little reminder that when you're working with colored acrylic or just acrylic in general, you want to make sure that for one, you're using a good brush. I do highly recommend the Alpha brushes. They work really good for me. But you know, whatever brush works for you is completely fine. Like I always say, you know, whatever works for me might not work for you. So just whatever, you know, you feel comfortable using is completely fine. However, you do want to make sure that you don't go too cheap with your brush, because then all of the product gets stuck to your brush. You may think that it's your product, but a lot of the time if you're using a really cheap brush, then it's going to give you a problem. I can tell you this by experience. So you want to make sure that you do not go cheap on your brush. But another thing is that you want to make sure that you wipe your brush off a lot when you're working, especially when you're using colored acrylic, because it tends to get stuck in your brush a lot more than just the regular acrylic. So after you grab each bead, you know, and when you're working, wipe your brush off as much as you can. Sometimes if I kind of think about it, I feel like I wipe my brush off a lot, but I'd rather be, you know, safe than sorry, because if not, you are gonna, you know, again, have a hard time and your nails are gonna be really lumpy, because that product is gonna keep getting stuck to your brush. It's gonna keep building up and building up, and then it's gonna be super hard to just apply the acrylic smoothly on the nail, because every time you brush, it's gonna get, you know, stuck inside the brush or in between the bristles. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this hand, and then we can move on to the next step. So we finished applying the acrylic, and these are the ones that I use. So this one is the HC8, the orange one is N15, and then the glitter one is the AB glitter acrylic in the number 4. But now we're going to go ahead and reshape the nails. So for this pinky, as always, we just followed on the sides until we get that, width that we want at the tip, whether you want it rounded or really pointed. And then for the rest, we're just going to follow the sides exactly at a 90-degree angle, going from like the very side of the nail, from the nail groove towards that tip, and just making sure that you hold your file really straight. That way you get that perfect y'all, sorry, I can't talk today, that perfect coffin that we want. We're gonna go ahead and do this on all of the nails. Make sure also that when you're doing this, you stop and check the nails before you move on to the next end, to make sure that they're all nice and straight. If not, just go ahead and file wherever it's needed. Alrighty, so now we're going to go in with a fine drill bit, and we're going to be filing all of the nails, and we're going to make sure that we focus around that cuticle area, making sure that we go from the right side over to the left side, just going back and forth to seal that cuticle area, because we don't want any lifting. So again, go exactly from the right side all the way around to the left side. Just go back and forth until you're able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. That way you know that the acrylic is not on the skin, and also making sure that you file the entire nail. That way it's nice and smooth. When I'm using my drill for this, I use it at like 10,000 RPMs. Again, this is the Scarlet Nail Drill by Melody Susie. But remember that, whatever speed I use might be probably too fast for you, or if you're more experienced, it might be too slow for you. So just kind of mess with it, and it's same thing for any drill that you're using. Even if you're not using the same brand, just kind of, mess with the speeds, and you kind of just work your how would I say, you get faster as you go. So when you start, you might use it at 8,000 RPMs, and then as you get faster, you can speed it up just a little bit. But it's just all a trial and error. So just kind of play with it and find whatever speeds work for you. But I'm using it at 10,000 RPMs. This is my Pana fine drill bit from Amazon. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and file all of the nails. Again, making sure that we go around the cuticle area, and then just filing the rest of the nail. But we're going to go ahead and finish this, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alrighty, so after we finish the filing, we're going to go ahead and go in with a buffer. And this is just going to get rid of any of the scratches left on the nail from the hand file or the e-file. So make sure you buff those nails really good. And then after this, you can just wipe your client's nail with an alcohol. Of course, dust them off, and then you can wipe them off with an alcohol wipe, or just have your client go wash their hands, whatever works for you best. Alrighty, so this is what the nails look like before I wipe them off, and then I'm just going in with a little alcohol wipe, just removing any of that dust from around the nail, and then we can move on to the next step. I am going to be adding some bling on these nails. So for that, I'm going to be using the ZULAY nail adhesive, which I've been using for a while and I really like. I'm going to be using some of my neon bling, which I got on Amazon, and then my AB ones, which are on my website. And then I think I mentioned the wax pencil, which is also on my website. But we're just gonna do, you know, a little random design on this nail. I'm just using a mixture between my water drop, my rhombus, my SS6, and my SS12. Alrighty, and after this, we're just going to spray the nail with the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator. And then I'm going in with my Madam Glam Gel Top Coat. We're going to go ahead and apply that on all of the nails. And then we're going to cure each hand for 60 seconds. Alrighty, y'all, so here is the final look. As you can see, they turned out really pretty. Those colors look so good together. I love the glitter and the foil. The shape and length is perfect, and I just absolutely love this set. So as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GetNail32, and I'll see you guys next time.